What do you expect to leave with when you finish a self-protection course? It's a question I ask all clients when they have a no obligation pre-training discussion with me. So we have this discussion and we get to the root of their motivations. Why do they want self-protection training? Why do they need self-protection training? Is this self-protection training for them? Is this self-protection training for their friends, family, colleagues, or if they're responsible employers, their employees? And all responsible employers, please take note, you should be booking good self-protection courses to address the rise of interpersonal violence for safer and happier employees. Anyway, we get to these motivations and they're often very nuanced and very personalized, which is great because it helps me develop a good self-protection course that will meet their needs. There's nothing worse than teaching a self-protection course that everybody enjoys, but is not relevant to the participants. And so the answer they give me is that, to quote a self-help maxim, begin with the end in mind, they like to leave the course with confidence. They want a layer of confidence they didn't have before. They want confidence in an area that they didn't have confidence in. And this is a very fair expectation. It's a very fair demand of a self-protection teacher. We should be instilling confidence. And as a person booking our services, you should be expecting that. You should be able to leave a course feeling a degree of renewed or new confidence in the area of personal security and self-defense. Okay, so far so good. And self-protection teachers on the whole are pretty good at instilling confidence. And the thing is that there's a sort of contract between a person undertaking a self-protection course and the person providing it, that both people kind of want to develop this confidence where everyone wants it. And we buy into it. We invest in it. If we're the consumer, we invest in it. And the person providing it, we know that we need to get a person up to a certain mindset, if you like, where they feel more confident. And we can instill that. The trouble is we can instill it through faulty means. We can do it through self-affirmation. We can do it through false pressure testing. We can do it through creating illusion for deluding the people who we're supplying. This is the problem with a lot of self-protection teachers. We can do that. It's very easy because the person who's investing in us wants it as well. And it's very easy to pander to that. You can enter into this toxic relationship where the end user leaves the lesson feeling confident, feeling overconfident, if you like, but actually having very little competence. Confidence should be grown from competence. It's as simple as that. So the things that should be set in a self-protection course, the things that I set in a self-protection course are there to develop better competence. People are given simple activities where they get to test their limitations and they also get to find out actually what they are capable of. And so often people do surprise themselves. And they are given good information. They're given information that's based on case studies, that's based on the best evidence we have available. And that these are things that they can immediately apply to their everyday life, which should give them that extra confidence. When you're healthily aware, when you have a healthy state of awareness, as opposed to paranoia or being oblivious, if you like, you should be more confident. You shouldn't be going around fearing everything, certainly, but you should be noticing more things. You should be noticing more smells, more sights, more sounds, more feel in your life. All these things are developed through good self-protection teaching, and that then should instill earned confidence. And your physical skills, even if you have failed physically and from a technical perspective, should instill a degree of confidence because you stepped into something that most people haven't, a degree of uncomfortability in a pressure test, for example, that other people haven't done. And just having that, developing that fortitude, even if you didn't escape from a position, if you like, whatever it is, the fact that you've said yes to stepping into that uncomfortability is a good step forward, and it's a positive step forward. But we don't want to be instilling toxic positivity where we're telling people, yes, you're superhuman, you're wonderful, you're great, and everyone's cheerleading you. We don't want that. We want an earned confidence. We want things where when a person acquire skills, they know that they've got those skills. They know they've got those abilities because they've tested it for themselves and they've found out for themselves. They haven't got other people telling them necessarily. So again, you've got to be careful on how you're necessarily managing that. With some people who come to self-protection teaching. To learn self-protection are coming from a place of trauma. So we certainly don't want to be revisiting that. We want to be careful with who we're going to trigger and how we're going to trigger and might set them back. So from a self-protection perspective, that's really important. However, what we do want to be doing is setting up honest situations and delivering honest information. So the person who leaves the course feels confidence from that, and they're not feeling it from a false setup. So if you are interested in learning honest self-protection that will instill confidence in you developed through competence, then please get in contact and make your first step forward to having a happier, healthier, and safer life.